Hello, welcome back to RetroBreak and welcome to the new game room. It's still very much a work in progress, but this room means so much to me. There's a lot to get into. The room didn't look like anything like this, even just a few months ago. I wasn't really sure whether I should actually share this on YouTube because it is very personal, but I think it would be really good for you guys to know this. I'm gonna try and tell you without crying, but if I do, I apologise in advance. So this house and this room, of course, used to belong to my nan, but unfortunately she passed away at the start of last year, and a few months after that I actually decided to buy this house and move in myself. I have so many incredible childhood memories of being in this house, playing loads of games here, just having an absolute fantastic time. I was basically brought up here. Every day after school I would come up here, we would sit in the living room, I would play on the Game Boy, I would even come up in here to this room and play on the computer that was actually right here, right where my computer is today, which I'm actually doing all my work on. So when we moved into this house, there was one condition, and that was the fact that I didn't want any of it to look like how I remembered. I want this to be my house, and I don't want to keep being reminded of my nan and granddad, who I loved so much, and I think it would have played on my mind if it looked exactly like it did for them as well. And there was a huge struggle actually getting this house, which I'm not going to get into in this video, maybe in the future over on one of my other channels, but for the point of this video, there has been a lot of work that we've been doing in the meantime between us leaving the flat and moving in here, because obviously I already had the keys to this house. I've had them for years, so we could come in and do little bits and pieces at a time while we were waiting for everything to get sorted out with the flat. Because this is a gaming channel and I'm probably already boring you all to tears with the whole story about the entire house, I'm just going to focus on this room in this video. So let me show you the progress that we've made converting this old bedroom into what you can see here, this incredible game room where I've managed to squeeze in 3,000, well over 3,000 of my own games. It's been an incredibly difficult and long process up until this point, but I really hope you enjoy having a look at what we've managed to do so far. So I really hope you enjoyed that. Of course, I said in the introduction that there's 3,000 games in here. They're not all here at the moment, a lot of them are still in the loft. So now I'm going to give you a quick look at what the room's like at the moment. I'm so excited and I really can't wait to share this with you all. Enjoy. I'll come back to all this in a minute, but this is where my consoles are currently. Sorry about the state of things, I'm still trying to figure out the best setup, and because I haven't got the other shelves, I'm still kind of just storing stuff in here for the time being because there's nowhere else to put anything. But what I'm going to do is get an extra one of these, just like one corner of it, and put it next to this. I think it comes to about there. I'm going to order that off Amazon very soon. Then this one can go, that shelf's coming over a bit. I'm getting a side one from IKEA, which comes up to about there. And then I haven't really decided what to do with this corner yet. So over here currently is where I've got my light box, and in there's a sneak peek at all of the Game Boy games that I've got to review. So I don't know when I'm going to get around to doing that. I've only just managed to get all my consoles plugged in. So let's start over here. So my plans eventually are to make this shelf here my Nintendo shelf. At the minute it's kind of all over the place, so what I'm planning to do is start with NES games here, move on to SNES games, and then N64. I've got some of them in boxes already, some of them are just loose, so I need to buy some more box protectors, and that's going to be my Nintendo shelf. And then here, I've been having a lot of fun trying to figure this out. This is all my cabling setup for capturing all of my retro systems, which I'm going to see whether this works. You should be able to just press a button and everything should be plugged in and ready to go. So as I just turned on the GameCube, I should just need to press that button there and flick that switch to power on all the SCART cables, and yes, it worked. So there we go, we got the GameCube on that screen. If I turn this screen on, it should also route the GameCube into that using the OSSC, which I've got here. So if I flick that on, press that button there to put it in AV, and then give that a second to connect. There we go, so we've got it on there as well. And then, this is where it gets really clever. If I come over to the computer and launch up OBS. I still need to get some more cables for this side. I'll come back to this in a little bit, but I was so excited about getting this to work. I just have to show you guys now. So this HDMI cable goes in there, and then fingers crossed, give it a second. There we go. So we have the GameCube on this capture software here as well, and I'm so excited that that works. That is going to make recording every console, every computer, basically everything that I want super easy, because it's all just plugged in, ready to go. So if I turn the GameCube off, if I turn on the Sega Saturn, and then if I press the switch for the Saturn, which is the second one there, yep, there we go, instantly switched onto that screen, and if we come over here, there you go, into the capture card. So I'm not going to talk about how all this is wired up just yet. I've still got some more things that I want to do. I want to get a HDMI splitter up here, and I also want to get this HD converter for some of the consoles that don't work with the OSSC, but I'm going to save that for a future video because that could literally be like a half an hour video on its own, so I'm not going to bore you all with that in this episode. But for an idea of what I've got plugged in here so far, I've got the N64, nice Japanese N64 there. I want to get an EverDrive for it, but obviously at the minute you can't really get them. I've got the Dreamcast there. I've been trying to dust, not doing very well on that. Super NT for SNES games. Got the NES down there, the Mega Drive, the PC Engine, PlayStation 2. That's fallen off. I thought I'd be really clever and try and stick them to the top like that. That one's still up there, but I don't think the sticky things were really strong enough because they keep falling down. So still very much a work in progress, but I'm really pleased with how it's looking so far. And then I won't really cover what's on these shelves because, as you can see, it's not really organised at all. And there's still boxes of things down here. I was quite excited to find these when I was moving. So there's the steering wheel for the Sega Saturn and the steering wheel for the Dreamcast as well. So I'll definitely be playing them at some point. And one other thing that's really cool is this, which my girlfriend got me for Christmas, I think. So that is going to go up there. So when I'm sat at the computer desk, you'll be able to see that in the background. So I'm so excited to get all that sorted. And then for now, because if you've seen any of my older videos, I had a lot of Game Boy games. For now, they're all just in these drawers here. So I don't really know what I'm going to do to try and display them. I would really like to. And I also bought this nice little trolley thing here to store these SNES games, but turns out I've got way more SNES games than I thought because that whole box down there is full as well. This is one of the reasons why it's been really difficult to make this video. I actually just got a bunch more stuff that came over from Amazon, which I actually spent my Patreon money on, so thank you to everyone who's supporting the channel. So I've got 2 of these tripod poles for the desk, which you can kind of mount anything you want onto. There we go. So they're basically got a clamp on the bottom there that you screw onto the back of the desk, and then you have a regular tripod mount. The other thing I got was 2 of these, and these are to be able to attach the camera easily between different tripods, as well as having the camera over here for doing videos. I also want the camera over there attached to something so that I can actually play games and look at the camera if I wanted to do a video that way. This screws onto the tripod, so that screws onto there, like that. And then this little bit here actually goes on the bottom of the camera, and then when you want to attach the camera to the mount, all you need to do is press the 2 clips in, let go, and then the camera's attached, and then you can just press the 2 clips again and lift that plate off. So I'm so glad to finally have something like that. It's going to be so much easier. This is what I'll be using over on the other side of the room, so let's have a look at this. Looks a bit complicated. I don't exactly know how it works yet. It extends that bit, and then there's a clamp on this side, I think. I don't know what to do with it. It just keeps sliding over. If anyone's got one of these small rig clamps, let me know what I'm doing wrong. But it doesn't seem very stable. Like, if I let go, it's just going to flip upside down. This isn't very exciting. This is just 2 extra HDMI cables for my crazy setup back there that I'm working really hard on trying to get it so that I can capture absolutely every system that I've got in one go. So I needed a few extra cables for that. And the final thing is lots of sound panels. So, oh wow, that really does make a difference. This is without the panels, and this is with the panels. So they're going to go up on the wall behind this, and hopefully that's going to help with some of the echo, which I can't really do that much about. Even just holding it like that, that is a huge difference. So I can't wait to get those put up. So I've actually recorded this bit 3 times now, but every time I do, I get something that makes the setup just a little bit better. So before I show you the next bit, I just bought these new lights, which as you can see, get extremely bright, and I really hope they're going to improve the picture quality a lot. You can probably already tell that it looks a lot better than what came before, but in this part of the video I'm really excited to show you my desk and where I'm editing this video and where I'll be recording everything. So let's take a look at that side of the room. First of all, I'll actually start with this cable here, because this comes all the way down here, all the way across the floor, under the radiator, and all the way down there, up that cable there, and into here, which I can then use to put into this here, which goes to the capture card, which is also routed through that splitter there down into my gaming PC down here. So this is my gaming PC that I built in lockdown, and I've also got the 3DS there, which is actually a 3DS with a capture card. So that USB cable there that's going into this extension port here, I can actually use to capture footage from 3DS games. So I'm really looking forward to doing videos on 3DS and DS games in the future, and I'm really glad to actually have this here in this room as well, because I've also got down here the Valve Index that I actually want to get a hook for so I can get it off the floor. But for now it's just sitting down here, and I love my VR games, so I can't wait to be able to play that again. And then if you're wondering why the desk was so high, I think I already showed this, but it is a sit-stand desk. And I think I did a good job with the cable management. There's still a bit more work that needs to be done, but I'm pretty happy with it. And then here's how the desk looks. So you just saw me unbox these. Here's the foam panels on the wall to apparently help with the echo in the room. I also just got these lights installed, and they're really cool from what I've tried so far. So they get super, super bright. Like, look how high that can go. That's almost blinding. So I'm still going to try and play around with the settings and see what works best, but at the minute they're on 25%, and I think that's more than bright enough to light everything up. There's my camera, my A6400 Sony camera that I use for all my videos, and I also want to get another one of these tripods to put the camera on, because at the minute it's just standing on the desk on this, which is kind of getting in the way of a keyboard a bit. And then I've got my Logitech speakers here. I actually thought they were broken, but it turns out that they just weren't plugged into the screen properly. And then I have my microphone on this mic arm stand and my headphones there. I want to get a better stand at some point and a better microphone, but for now I'm using this. This is the Elgato Wave 3, which is a pretty good mic, but I've got my heart set on one of the Earthworks microphones, so I will upgrade that at some point in the future. And then this microphone can go on this side of the room, and I can actually use that while I'm capturing video footage. So what else is here? There's the analog pocket. If you haven't seen my video on the analog pocket yet, definitely go and check that out. I've been playing a little bit of Shinobi on the Game Gear. There's my Elgato HD60S, and that's actually stuck down so it doesn't roll around. I found this is the battery for the camera, so I could have actually done the rest of the tour using this, but it's a bit late now. I also have a USB hub there with buttons on the side, and I've tried to label everything, so that's my hard drive. 18 terabytes, which is actually under here, there it is, and that stores all of my video files. And I've also got this here, which is called a KVM, and that basically can split everything between the Mac and the PC just by the press of a button. So if I'm working on here and then I want to use my gaming PC, I can just press that and everything here automatically swaps around to that as well. What else? Logitech MX keys and MX Master 3. Really nice keyboard and mouse, and the reason I got these is because they work across Mac and PC as well. And that's it really. There's my Insta 360, which I'm going to be using at the London gaming market very soon, so look forward to that video. And I've got another little USB-C hub thing here, just with a few more ports for the Mac, because Apple. And there we go, that is how the room looks at the minute. Of course, I will share another update when I'm able to. I've got a lot more plans for the room, and I really can't wait to start making videos again. Even this 3-week gap between when I made the last video in the flat and when I'm making this one felt like an absolute lifetime, and it really has, more than anything else, affirmed to me that this is really what I want to be doing in life. So thank you all so much for the support, and I'm sure you can tell that this room means so much to me, so I'm so happy that I can turn this into a creative space. I know my nan and granddad would be so proud of what I'm able to do in here. Thank you for all of your support. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you can tell just how much it means to me to actually be here and to be able to make this video and share this with everyone. I'm going to end it there. I'll see you very soon for the next video. Goodbye.